Hello, my name is Nelsonator, and I'm here with my friend,
I'm Paris Torch.
and this is Let's Play Mega Man Battle Network 6, Cybeast Gregar. This is it, the final battle. Once you go through this door, you can't save. Are you ready, Lan? I'm
Aye,
ready.
Captain.
I adjusted the folder for this. We're ready for a throwdown. Also, what could he possibly be intending to do with those?
I mean, it's standard Mega Man Battle Network logic. You know, to house something as powerful as the Cybeast, you just build a bigger copy bot.
Yep.
That's just science.
I also like how it's just like, all I want is the Maverick. Did you play the Mega Man X games? The Mega Man Zero games were coming out, and they said Maverick a couple times in there, too.
I would love it if they just keep referring to various things from the classic Mega Man games in this game.
Yep.
Just like, oh, I've created this car that your navis can use to travel quickly around the internet. I call it Ride Armor.
Mega Man, are you ready for some soccer? Also, I like how Lan's contribution to the conversation so far has been like, what? What? Just more incredulously as these two like know things, and Dr. Wily like, yeah, fine, let's explain. And Barrel's just like, I can barely stay on my feet. I'm hurt pretty bad, but let's see where he's going with this. Also, the explanation of just like, oh yeah, I made Colonel. What? Dr. Wily did? No, you made Zero back in the day. Yeah, well, I made Colonel. Here's the backstory. Barrel's dad went off and died in a war. He was the one guy who took care of me after I got kicked out of the scientific community for my own wrongs that I totally won't take responsibility for. And then I took the Colonel Davy, and then I cut it in half to do the thing that we referenced, that we know from Mega Man Battle Network 4. I have no use for kindness, so I ripped it out of Colonel.
I threw away my kindness. What a phrase.
I threw away my kindness. Begin the preparations. Iris, I'm here to rescue you. Like, say anything. But, oops, she's in operating mode. Huh, what could that be? You say that like... God, I can't even finish the bit. And it's just like, we gotta explain. Like, the original purpose in Mega Man Battle Network 4 for the Perfect Soldier program was to create, like, the perfect Reploid, where it was smart, it was strong, it could do anything, and it was kind. But they couldn't keep all the personality together in the same thing, so they had to split it into, like, two separate bodies. So it's like, yeah, we made the War Navy that we really care about! And we made his sister Iris. And now here it's like, yeah, Colonel was absolutely perfect. And then Dr. Wily, in a fit of rage, cut the kindness out of his heart.
Yeah,
I also
can understand why he took away the kindness from Colonel at the same time he's taking away his own kindness, but why take away the ability to control electronic devices as well?
From Colonel, yeah. And make the kindness program control all the weapons and the missiles and the warplanes and the drones and stuff.
Right. That's the kind of thing that you do if you're trying not to be evil. Like, let's put the kindness one in charge of everything. That way we'll keep it from going haywire and nuking the planet.
Or, like, reducing civilian casualties or something, I suppose. But, like, this explanation is still really dumb, Wily. Like, you can just, like, rip the kindness part out and delete it, and, like, just make a weapons control program that isn't a Navi. Just press the buttons. Beep, boop, beep, boop. Also, like, the first Navi that had emotions was Mega Man, created 12 years ago. How the hell did Colonel have emotions before Mega Man was created? Okay, like, Dr. Wily got kicked out of the scientific community, so he couldn't, like, share his research thesis or whatever. Like, maybe that explains it, because Dr. Wily's just that good. Ugh. Also, Rip Barrel. Passed out due to exhaustion. Colonel's on his own.
I love the 0 frames of animation between standing up and collapse. That gets me every time.
Boom! Yeah, that's a proper Obari sword pose right there. Where it's just like, we got the sword above our head, we got the sword in the frame. That's all that matters. Also, there's no... okay, maybe there's some convoluted wireless connection there, but, like, it's just straight magic. It's just straight internet magic. Gregar's here. Gregar's gonna cause some problems, too. I also can't tell if, like, the wires got cut, or if the Gregar sprite and the Falzer sprite are just standing over top of the wires that used to be going into the cockpit bots, you know?
I think I could see through a gap in the shadow a wire.
I thought I
poking
saw that,
through.
too.
Yeah.
I also like how these two screaming in real life under the protection of the Force program that, like, kept that floating city up in the sky. It's just exploding every single computer across the city. Like, not just overheating and causing it to smoke, but explode.
Yeah, see, this would definitely make more sense if they were in the net.
Yeah,
And it
but...
said, oh, their roars are echoing across, the Cyber City network or something. But yeah, just because they're roaring real loud in real life, suddenly all these computers are exploding. I mean, if they're yelling that loud, to have Skytown's computer in the sky exploding, like, everyone in this room should be deaf.
Yep. I also like how he's just like, I'm going to do the thing. I've got the giant robots. Kill him, Iris. And then Iris is just like, no. Lan Hikari will take care of the Cybeast.
Yeah, I always forget until I go back and remember the DS version of Battle Network 5 that he has a strong Russian accent.
I can't tell if it's Russian or Scottish, but yeah, he's got a strong accent there. I also like her. It's just like, Iris, why the hell were you hanging out here? Yeah, well, I finally find a place where I was free from war, and, like, I had fun with children my age. You're 20.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the
That
point.
was the first time she went to school. Before
Okay.
then, she didn't know school things.
And then it's just like, I just kind of got scared and got stuck in this bad feedback loop where I could just hang out at school because of the copy bot. And then Lan showed up. And gave us the will to fight. And she's just like, yeah, we're gonna work together, brother. We're gonna fight this thing. It's gonna be right. You and your, like, tactical overcoat with massive sword arm. Me in my schoolgirl outfit and hair clips. Yeah, we can totally do this together. Dr. Wily, once again, underestimating the power of Lan. He did call him Hub. He dropped the word. But
I mean, that's how you know that his plans are boned.
Yep. We're finally invoking the magical twin energy here. Also, get a load of this background. Get a load of this compound here. The flashing magenta and cyan. The claws reaching up around the thing here. Protruding through the other side. Like, trying to grab and pull it down. Oh, this place is really cool.
Also, I love that explanation that, oh yeah, even though the Cybeast is gone, its power has been carved into me.
Yep.
And then for the first time, Lan's just like, oh, well, we'll ask Dad to delete it later. Like,
Yeah, I mean, the Cybeast isn't...
why couldn't you have just deleted the Cybeast?
Nobody knows! I mean, consider what we're about to go through. It's the final boss. Do you think a standard tool here is like, oh, I'm gonna run command line, delete Gregar.exe? But yeah, I completely reconfigured the folder here because it's time to bring back Giga Cannon 3. It's time to bring in the Hyperburst. We are going to demolish Gregar with, like, my favorite program advances. Well, just wait and see about that. I also, like, I was like a fraction of a step away from getting to here, but I triggered a fight. Good job, me.
I think it is kind of BS that you can have random virus encounters in here.
Here in the last place. I mean, like, it's such a short path. You can just pop a full energy. It doesn't matter. But yet, like, like,
Yeah,
you're...
this short walk to the final battle, like, come on.
Yeah.
Why?
Yep. I never thought we'd fight side by side again. Team Colonel Cannon confirmed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was the entire point of Battle Network 5 anyway. We're going to introduce Colonel so that we can bring him back in Battle Network 6. Yeah, we're going places. That was, like... I'm glad they gave him 2 games instead of just 1 to wrap it up after that. But hey, he's here. He's Gregar. He's got the most base HP of any final boss that you fight up to this point. Just 2,500. Really says a lot about power scaling. And Slash Cross is amazing because look at this. Look at what he does. He just just jumps up out of nowhere. Where'd he go? Slams down and the ceiling comes down on you. Oh, that's where he went. Alright. But yeah, the folder here is configured a little bit for, like, chips and navies that hit a wide area. And the /cross was chosen because I can hit him while he's, like, offside from me. Because every attack you've seen so far protects him, like, in front of him. Like, one of the problems with Gregar is you have to figure out whether he's going to do the flame breath or whether he's going to do the lightning breath. So you have to bait him into the top squares, and if he's coming down in the top column, you know he can only do the lightning breath. If he comes down in the center column, there's a chance that he's going to hit you with the lightning breath, so you have to lure him up or down, and if he goes into the center instead of landing in front of you, oh, well, obviously it's the lightning breath or the fire breath. Like, that's how you simplify that decision there. Or you just hang out in the center and you just react to it like that. It totally works out, right? But now's the point where this run goes south. You'll notice I don't have any protection, and I'm picking up a program advance that requires me to stand in front of the final boss. I'm like, I can get him before he gets me. Oh, wait, this attack. Right. That attack, like, if you let it hit you... Couldn't get him in time. That attack, if you let him hit you, will, what's the word I'm looking for here? So, at this point, I hit the cross fusion to, like, swap off of it so I can hit him with the hyper burst, because, like, the hyper burst hits multiple times on multiple panels, so instead of its usual damage, it, like, hits him many times. Like, Giga Cannon 3, I think, will shave off 1,000 HP from him when it usually does 500, because he's 2 tiles wide. There's a way to, like, blow away Gregar with, like, 3 chips total. And only one of them is an attacking chip, because he's 2 tiles wide. So, we're definitely going to have a rematch to really show off, like, how much fun you can have fighting Gregar. But, like, he's really fast, he's really frenetic, and he's... You might have to entirely reconstruct your folder because of how difficult it is to hit him, because anytime he is standing still, you are in danger. So, that's one of the things I really like about this fight, where, like, usually Mega Man Battle Network final bosses are defined... Uh-oh. Oops. Well, at least Dr. Wily's making the most of it. But yeah, like, you might have to rebuild your entire folder just because, like, you can't stand in front of Gregar. You will never be safe there. So, most final bosses in the Battle Network games are defined by their defensive capabilities, while most anything else will just sort of stand there and let you hit it, or have an obvious defense that you can easily circumvent. Gregar and Falzer don't. Also, Falzer version gets a completely different final boss. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the paths would be, like, still the same. We'd still be on that right side over there, but Falzer would be in Gregar's place, vice versa. And we'd be the bird right now, which makes sense for us, like, flying over here instead of just leaping across the gap to be like, ha-ha! But it's time for the sad music to play. It's time for Iris and Colonel to make their sacrifice. For an happy like me who has only thought of fighting and deleting, for me to end up saving the world, I would have never thought I could rise to this. Please tell Beryl I was deleted along with Cybeast, but it's not fate, it's of my own will. And Dr. Wely's like, no, don't do this. And it's hard to tell, like... Also, she's going the route here where she's not going to confess her love right before she blows up. She's just like...
I love that.
Yeah.
With an exclamation mark.
Yep. But
You're
we've gone...
emphatically confused.
Yep. But we've got hyper mode. We fused together into perfect hurdle. In X4, Iris did this, went crazy, and then died from her injuries for this, but Colonel and Iris are going to weaponize this to delete a Cybeast. Look at how metal this is! They've ripped the wolf out of him, have it by the neck. It's not happy for this. And then it's just like, come on, get out of there! And Dr. Wely's like, no, they're going down. And the question here is, like, when Dr. Wily is shouting no, is he shouting no for his plan getting failed, for the Cybeast getting blown up, or for, like, his best creation of Iris and Colonel going away with it? Because, like, Dr. Wily cares about them a little bit, you know? Because, like, this has happened. Everything in his life, his greatest creations have all kind of gone down. He's just slinked to the back of the room and he's just like, yeah, I'm dead. And Lan's just like, come on, you need to see justice. And he's like, man, I feel really bad right now. You know, maybe you're kind of right.
Yeah. I love that Lan definitely doesn't try and emphasize, like, you need to live to turn your life around and do the right thing. He's definitely saying, like, you need to face justice for all the people you hurt.
Yep.
And Wiley's like, maybe I should do a better thing with my life now. And Lan's like, yeah, that too.
See, you still got your kindness, my dude.
He realizes on the spot, like, oh crap, the first approach I was taking, that you need to face justice, isn't working. Double down on kindness.
Kindness. Yeah, still got it. And then, like, Beryl has stood himself up for this, for the ending, because, like, everything shaking around is totally enough to wake you up from unconscious, to be like, oh man, what the heck? Like,
yeah,
you know, he fell unconscious instead of falling asleep.
I had a 5-minute nap there. I'm all better from the blood loss.
I'm all good, yep. Well, it's time for me to pass along the last will and testament. Alright, we better get out of here. And it's just like, nope. Whoop! You are getting out of here. And he's like, reusing his sprite. He's put his hands back in his pockets. He's posing dramatically Invincible Beryl while Lan's friends come in and he's just like, you gotta get out of here, my dude. Like, sure, maybe Beryl wouldn't be able to be carried to the end, and maybe he'd, like, struggle to walk all the way there. But at the same time, like, you know, he could just kind of grab Lan and go. But nope. Also, Lan's friends came back so they could be right next to the explosion. So they could also have to run away with it. Like, it's his friends coming back to, like, emphasize you still have to go back to, like, make the world good. Also, like, yeah, it blew up the entire Expo site. The town was a mess. It ruined a part of school. Like, man, what happened to your mom? Like, you guys live right next to the Expo site. Like, man, there's a good chance that she's just hanging out in the kitchen. All of a sudden the explosion goes off and then one of her walls falls down.
Also, I love the fact that they talk about, oh yeah, they definitely fell unconscious after they jumped off that wall. That was stupid.
Yep. Also, like, Mr. Mott got, like, a year in jail, and he's probably getting, like, a bunch of probation and community service or something like that. Also, they didn't put Higsby in. It's just like, yep, here's a letter from Higsby. Come on, Higsby is, like, the center of it, please. Also, do you remember these people from Battle Network 1? This person from Battle Network 2? The scientists from Battle Network 3? We're gonna skip 4 and 5.
Yeah, I love that Higsby's the only one whose message gets read out, because, let's face it, he was definitely a bigger part of the games than Rivida.
Yep.
But yeah, everyone else, they're just like, there are so many thank yous, I'm just going to read their names.
There's a Higsby-sized hole in my heart that's not here in this game. Also, like, these people are here. It's just like, yeah, you've got no idea who all these people that are central to Lan's life are, but I'm glad you're here too. Yeah, well, I'm glad we can have any sort of graduation considering our school blew up. Mick's doing his tough guy act, just like, yeah, I kind of miss the old man.
Also, that's just kind of a weird thing in general for a 6th grader to say, like, can't believe Lan had such a pretty teacher. Okay. I
mean, 6th grade's about the point where I realized I like girls, so, you know, it might work out. I also like how, you know, I'm thinking about it.
I know they were trying to go for the sound effect of her, like, aggressively blowing her nose in a tissue or something, but I just heard that as the goose from Untitled Goose Game.
Also, I was just about to say, did they rearrange the classroom? I'm like, yeah, they totally did. Like, Lan got moved somewhere else, but, man, I can't even remember. Was he in the front of the classroom? Because he was right next to Mail, wasn't he? God, it's been too long since I played the other games.
I want to say near the front because they knew that if they didn't have him in the front, he wouldn't be paying attention, but maybe that's just what I think would make sense.
Yeah. Like, I feel like it was the top row, second one in, or he was in the back of the classroom like he was in Cyber City. And it's just like, hey, you got a present. Who was it from? A guy with some sort of long stubble. He's just like, he made it out. Barrel's here.
Yeah. Just immediately runs away. Just, oh yeah, that's cool. Thanks. Bye.
Okay, thanks. Bye. Yeah, anyway, we came back home. I guess Dad couldn't sell that house in time, so we're just back. I also like how they're just like, wow, this town's so great. You could spell the unpolluted earth when, like, they just live out in the suburbs, you know?
Yeah. They really didn't make a big deal of how smoggy and polluted and gross Cyber City was. But now the fact that they come out to AC/DC Town, like, wow, it's so unpolluted. Clean.
Yeah. Oh, hey, John's here. Oh, man, we're about to go to junior high school. You having a graduation ceremony? Oh, it's just like, I'm just here to deliver some exposition. It's what matters. At least Dr. Wily saying hello.
Yeah, I love when asked about his graduation, he says, yeah, sort of. Like, you can tell in his head he's thinking, like, a promotion is sort of like a graduation.
Oh, just you wait. He's about to tell us what he's doing. I'm worried I won't understand all your homework, says Gutsman. We know where Gutsman and Dex's dumb stats went. Where's everybody going from junior high? We're all going to Den Junior. She's going to the preppy school. They're going to Cyber Academy Junior High. Tab's just like, I'm going there too. How about you, Chad? What was your graduation? Going to the university. I graduated high school already. I'm 12. Like, to put in perspective how, like, dumb this is, like, when I was at my university, we had some kid who was taking, like, doing a chemical engineering major or something, who was, like, 15 or 14 or something. Like, he was crazy. Like, sure, he was smart and he was crazy far ahead, but, like, you were still talking to, like, a snot-nosed kid. Chad fits that so perfectly. His character is pitch perfect for the kid that, like, has been pushed way harder than everyone else and is, like, smart enough that he can stick with it. Also, like, Mail here just being like, I'm gonna study some things, but I'm totally gonna be banging land when we grow up. Like, like, the ending of Mega Man Battle Network 1 sort of ended like this, too, where everyone was arranged outside of Land's house. Mail tried to make a pass at Land. He didn't get it. The dog started barking. Well, it's not going to start barking here, and this didn't happen, but...
This sort of thing's like poetry. It rhymes.
Have you heard the tale of Darth Protoman the Wise? It's not a story many would tell.
Also, I love that he introduces him as Hub now.
It's my brother, Hub!
And then immediately, hey, what's up, Mega Man? Like, didn't you just say this was your brother, Hub?
I can't believe I also fucked up. This is the tale of Darth Base the Wise. It's not a story many would tell, for he attained true power to life, and then Scilab deemed him too powerful and cast him out. Oh, yep. Well.
And this is a power that you can obtain, but not from a Navi.
This is a power you can obtain, but not from an operator. Here we are workshopping these things. I'm not happy with the kerning here. We're like, Mega Man, Battle Network are like centered together. That Cybeast Gregar is off to the side. Like, you couldn't get it to line up.
I also don't like that it's Battle Network 6. And with the Network 6, all is one word, no space.
Yeah.
Like, if they put a space in after the word network, I feel like the whole thing would have looked a lot nicer. But...
Yeah. And one of the things I like about the ending here is, like, it wraps... It's a medley. It wraps up a lot of themes that were in this game, in previous games altogether. Like, I can hear some of the themes of previous hero themes earlier in the games, you know? Like, we're bringing it together. This is the end. This is a happy send-off into the future. Like, this game came out while we were entering high school, I think. Like, to put in perspective how long ago that was, you can look up when this game came out yourself. But it, like, the Battle Network franchise was supposed to end with 3, and the sales figures were big enough that, like, they greenlit more games, even though they wrote an ending with Battle Network 3. And Battle Network 4 could have been better. Battle Network 5 was alright. It's not my favorite, but it's alright. And then 6 is here. In my opinion, it's probably the best of them. It's not my favorite, but it's the best of them. And, like, it has some flaws, but in how it, like, carries you through everything going forward, it does a really good job. And, like, the one thing you can sort of fault it on is, like, the post-game content is kind of short for how many other things they pack into it. I could have elongated my playtime doing other things in the game getting to this point, so I'd have less to do after beating the final boss, but this was a good way to carry the story to the end here, to show it for the end. So, I like this game a lot. I think you should go and try and play it, you at home who's ever played this game before. There's more to this ending that we're going to show later once all the post-game is done, but Parrish, what are your thoughts about this game here?
Yeah, I definitely don't have as strong feelings as I do towards 3, just because that was the first one that got me into the series. But yeah, I agree. Overall, it did probably the best job with, everything from gameplay, all the different options and things that you had. It's probably the best Battle Network game in that regard.
Yeah. So, yeah, it did a lot. Like, we're going to have more to say coming up here in the future. I paused the video so that we can just look at what I still have left to do. I have 11 megachips. There are 39 in this game. There are 5 gigachips. I have none of them. The full library is 200 chips, and I've played for 20 hours by this point. We still got some more to go. We got some more collectathon stuff to do, but we're going to handle that in a bit of a less structured way in the videos coming up. So, next time in the post-game, we're going to look around, we're going to see where all the evil navies ended up in the world, and then we're going to start digging into some of the more post-game content and looking at some of the extra areas that were locked behind beating the final boss. I hope you'll join me for that, and I hope you all have a nice day.
See ya.